Hello and welcome to the show that gives you an insight into the hottest issues of the day. You're watching The Big Picture. The ghost of match fixing has returned to haunt Indian cricket once more as a television channel aired footage of a sting operation alleging illegality in the lucrative Indian Premier League. The Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, was quick to respond and has promised to take stringent action against anyone found guilty of wrongdoing or underhand dealings. Sting operation reveals that many players, both Indian and international, were involved in fixing matches. It added that a few team owners were also involved in influencing the outcome of some of the matches. Some players caught in the sting operation also disclosed that they have tried to negotiate a bigger financial contract with some of the IPL franchisees, a serious non-adherence to the IPL player guidelines. Sting also alleges that once the deal is finalized, the players are paid under the table and that match fixing is not only prevalent in the IPL but also in first-class matches. The 5 players caught on camera include Team Hyderabad's pacer T. Sudhindra, formerly of the rebel ICL or Indian Cricket League, who is shown confessing to having bowled a no ball in a domestic game at the TV channel's insistence and boasting that spot fixing could be done at any level of Indian cricket, including the IPL. Meanwhile, Shalabh Srivastav, the Kings 11 Punjab fast bowler, who has allegedly been recorded on an audio clip in a sting operation demanding rupees 10 lakh to bowl a deliberate no ball during an IPL game, has denied the spot fixing charge and said that the clip being played on television by the television channel is doctored. Meanwhile, in a meeting held today, the governing council of the IPL has suspended 5 players for 15 days from the IPL. These include Shalabh Srivastav, Abhinav Bali, Monish Mishra, Amit Yadav as well. Now, Ravi Savani, the new head of the BCCI's anti-corruption team, has been asked to investigate the affair and submit a report in 15 days. Tonight on The Big Picture, we discuss the taint of fixing that has brought disrepute to the erstwhile gentleman's game. We'll also take a look at the murkier side of the glamorous IPL and the brand of cricket it promotes. We ask the question tonight, is the gentleman's game now hostage to the power of entertainment and money? And joining me in the studio tonight is Pradip magazine senior sports writer. We also will be joined very, very soon by former police commissioner Marwah. Also with us on the program, Sabir Ali, member of parliament from the JDU, also a former sportsman and athlete himself. I've also been told that Chaitanya Chauhan, former India cricketer, will also join us in just a bit. But I'd like to start the show with Mr. Magazine, if I could. Welcome to the show, sir. First of all, there is a feeling, and I must admit, as an ardent cricket fan myself, I've thought about this about 100 times while I'm watching cricket. Matches these days, especially the 2020 variety, I don't want to use the word fixed, but are somehow they feel they're like scripted to fit some sort of, to maximize entertainment. Is that the case at all? Do you feel so?
Well, if you look at the sting, and if you see cricketers who are part of IPL or part of Indian cricket, may not be of international cricket, they are admitting, they are saying that yes, it happens. And they are not only alleging that wrongdoing is during matches, they are also saying that black money is being given underhand by the franchisees. I think a serious problem in Indian cricket at the moment is, let's forget what is happening internationally. We know Pakistani cricketers were caught taking money to fix international matches. Indian cricketers earlier have been banned for life, about, say 10, 12 years ago. But the problem today is that IPL is, as you yourself said, this is entertainment in which private enterprise, cheerleaders, like everything is being done to generate revenue, to generate eyeballs. Cricket, I think, is secondary. T20 itself, a very short format of the game, lends itself to a lot of things which you tend to believe could happen. Like if there are a series of full tosses being made which are being hit for sixes, you think that, oh, bowler is under pressure, there are just 20 overs to bowl, right. He's trying to bowl Yorkers. So the game itself lends itself. If somebody wants to do a wrongdoing, T20 is the perfect game to do that. And when there is so much of money, when there is private tournament, the franchises are not it. There are no personal loyalties. Right. Nobody is playing for India. Right, why are we surprised? Right, and then the board itself. You have a board president who also owns a Chennai Super King team. Right. So where is regulation?
Let's get in. I've been told Rajiv Shukla has just joined us on The Big Picture tonight. Thank you, Mr. Shukla, for joining us on the phone line. You're also IPL chairman. Your first reactions to this controversy created by this television channel Sting. What does that say about the state of cricket in the country? All of us as fans, it's come as a big blow to all of us.
No, we have taken a very stated position from day one that if we get any kind of information about the corruption in any form in the game, then we are very strict about it. We always take very stringent action. If you remember last time also when something had been reported, we had taken an action which had not been, which had not been forgiven so far. No player has been given any kind of relief as yet. So similarly in this case also, we have found something, we have instituted an inquiry, those players have been suspended. They have also shown that they were good players who didn't, get tempted by these kind of allurements. So, these both, everywhere all sorts of people are there.
Right.
So our job is to, immediately swing into action and, whatever possible is to do. That we are doing. So because there is zero tolerance for corruption in the game. And BCCI's stated position has always been maintained and sustainable.
Right, sir. Can I ask you just one quick question again? I know you're a busy man, but please stay with us for one more, for a little more time. Mr. Kirti Azad, a member of the Rajya Sabha, has made a speech in Parliament today, and he's come out and said that internal auditing of sports bodies need to be increased and the government must step in. Do you agree with that point of view? Internal auditing, is that what's needed to clean up the game in the country?
Well, he's entitled to have his own views, BCCI is one body which doesn't take any grant from the government. So what is internal auditing he is talking about? That means internal auditing of every company should be done.
Right.
So, there has to be, so he is entitled to immediately. Not many people will come up with not many things.
Right,
Our job is to take strict action, which we are taking, and no player is talking about any kind of fixing or anything in IPL file.
Right, sir.
And if you have been watching all the matches, out of 60 matches so far complete, 36 got finished in last over, and 15 matches on last bar. So leave apart human being, even Saturn can't fix these kind of matches. Devils can't fix these kind of matches.
Right. Mr. Shukla, we'll come back to you. Please stay with us if you can. We'd like to ask you one more question. Let me come to Mr. Magazine again one more time before I go to Sabh Ali. Why is cricket so prone to betting scandals and fixing controversies? We've seen this all the way back from the time of Hansi Cronje when it first blew. Why, after so many investigations, the investigations are being carried out in at least 4 countries all over the globe. Why do players still get lured by big money and not passion for cricket? Why is that?
Well, that's a very difficult question to answer. It's not that just cricket is susceptible to fixing. In football, there are a lot of times scandals have surfaced. In tennis, it has happened. I think if you focus on cricket, it's a game played by just small 7-8 countries. I think the culture of greed in cricket probably is much higher than anywhere else. And in India, because India is the epicenter of at least the bookies who make this money on offer, because gambling is illegal here. You can't regulate what money who's putting on which team or which player. So, and then the board itself, Mr. Shukla is a well-meaning person, he's heading the governing council. I think the first time they have taken a swift decision, but who will probe the black money part of it? Will they have the courage and the guts to probe big names, big team? And the board president himself, as I said earlier, he owns a cricket team. And there are allegations in that sting operation. A player says that, look, if Gambhir, who gets 11 crores, or there are a couple of more players who are getting officially on paper more players than Dhoni and Tendulkar are getting. Dhoni is playing for the Chennai Super Kings team, and he opted to be retained. There was this option that he wanted to stay with the Chennai Super Kings, and they have shown the money they have shown being paid to him is 8 crore. Can you believe that Dhoni, if he had gone to open auctioning, would have not got more than what Gambhir got, or Tendulkar would not have got? So who will probe this aspect of it, that where is, was or is extra money paid to them in black?
Very pertinent point that you raised. I will come back and visit that point again. I want to get Sabh Ali into the conversation. Welcome to the show, Mr. Sabh Ali. First of all, let me ask you this. As a former sportsman and athlete yourself, you also must have been quite disappointed when this scandal broke last night, this sting by a television channel showing these cricketers accepting money, trying to fix games and negotiating with journalists posing as fixers. Your first reactions on this scandal, if I could call it that?
I was not surprised at all. The reason is this IPL is bunch of corruption. BCCI is the corruption's basically a focus point. And all BCCI people, maximum of the BCCI people somehow are very influential. And that's why the government has not taken any necessary action against those people. A lot of people are I was hearing from a lot of people who are basically in the government, and people are not daring to take any action against them. So I can just tell you, this IPL is totally bunch of corruptions. Everybody knows that fixing is going on, all that black marketing is going on, black money is flourishing in these markets. All the IPL owners are involved. You just see, except a few owners, all owners are somehow, they have a long history of the black money. So this is nothing to surprise for this country, and 120 crores people of this country are passionate about the cricket, and they are basically makes fools.
Right, sir.
Of certain people.
Right, sir. We take your point, sir. We take your point. We'll come back and discuss everything that you've raised, and also I want to discuss the IPL in a little more detail, but that's after the break. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching The Big Picture. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching The Big Picture. We're still discussing the most recent controversy in the world of cricket that's shaken not just the fans but the whole cricketing body itself. We are joined by Vijay Mallya, like I promised before, former Commissioner of Police. Welcome to the show, sir. Let me ask you this. Once the Hansi Cronje incident broke, fixing in cricket became a well-known fact. Even after, like I was just asking Mr. Magazine as well, that even after so many investigations have gone through in so many countries, why are big players and fringe players still lured by the promise of big money and underhand dealings, and why is it that even after investigation agencies from all over the world are investigating these match fixing and betting allegations, why do players who are playing for their country, making a name for themselves, breaking records, why do they still fall into the trap of bookies and betting syndicates?
You know, blaming only low-grade sports persons for all these evils will not be fair. What is happening today, particularly, don't compare them with the rest of the world, because our country is really one of the centers for all what is happening. The greed has taken over sports. Sports management, selection of sports players, all that is based on how much money you can make. And today, the IPL is it's really not a sports, it's entertainment. Now, entertainment industry naturally attracts all sorts of people. The previous IPL organizer is a fugitive from law, living abroad. The investigation of cases, unless there is a follow-up action. Now, some of our top players, cricket players, were involved, are accused of match fixing. Some of them were banned for life. Now, I don't want to name anyone. Where are they today? They are become one of the senior most lawmakers and things like that. So our country, the tolerance for greed and corruption, the threshold is getting lower and lower. And you can't keep a young sports person away from this. They also want to make a quick buck. So they think it is it's possible to make a quick buck, so why not? And IPL is the easiest answer to their dreams, because young persons, you can't get a job in this country, you've got to work hard to get anywhere, even to earn a reasonable sum of money. Here you are, you get fame, you get money, and you get everything else.
Right, let me put the same question that you've raised right now to Rajiv Shukla, who's joined us again. Mr. Shukla, welcome back to the show. Vijay Marwah, very senior retired police commissioner, says that corruption has seeped in every nook and cranny of the sport in the country today. The IPL is a hotbed of corruption. Do you agree with that, or what would you say in your defense?
Well, I don't consider it hotbed of the corruption, but wherever we get any report, we immediately take actions. This is what I told last time also. If you remember, about 8-9 years ago, some controversy had erupted, and we had taken strong possible action against those people. They have not been pardoned as yet. So that is our policy, and we would not tolerate any kind of corruption in the game. And our position is very well known throughout the world.
Right, sir. Right, sir. One more question, if I could ask you this. Mr. Pradip Magazine, who's sitting right beside me, raised the point that how can the BCCI, one of the chiefs of the BCCI, Mr. Srinivas, he owns a team. Isn't that a conflict of interest? Don't you think there should be some kind of rule barring that sort of ownership?
Well, So then AGM and working committee had taken a considered view that if somebody has got a public limited company, he can participate in bidding process at IPL. With that decision, I mean, Mr. Srinivasan's company had, picked up the team. And the decision had been endorsed by the entire general body.
Right. Right, sir.
And after that, Supreme Court also mulled over it.
Right, sir. One last question for you before you go. We know you're a busy man, sir. Just one last question. Mr. Pradip Magazine wants to ask you a question. Go ahead, sir.
Shuklaji, I must compliment you that for the first time at least a swift action has been taken. But my question is, you have ordered this probe, suspended 5 players. Will this just stop here? There have been allegations. In fact, in the sting operation, a player is saying that black money, underhand black money is paid to players. And he's also accusing that say if Dhoni is getting 8 crores and Gambhir is getting 11, is it possible that Dhoni won't be getting more money? Now in this probe, when the owner of that team is the board president, who will probe whom? Will the board president be probed? Is his team doing this?
Well, Pradip, I mean, this is a violation of rule you are talking about. So let Mr. Ravi Savani go through all the video cassettes, and he will make a report after going to that aspect also, because that aspect was also discussed in the governing council. And if anything, I mean, if any complaint or anything is about franchisees, that will also be taken into account. And after his report, that will be referred to this disciplinary committee. And there, the disciplinary committee will find out if any franchisee has violated any rule.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Thank you for that. We know you're a busy man. We'll let you go right now, sir. We also have Chaitanya Chauhan, former India cricketer, on the phone line. Welcome to the show, Mr. Chauhan. First of all, your first reactions on this current controversy, and also do you agree with my panelists in the studio when they say that it's all about the money now? Cricket is hardly cricket anymore. It's more like manufactured entertainment.
Well, all I can say is at the moment, the moment which is going on, in this age, money is everything, and people are simply running after money. So on the time, I think whatever I've heard and whatever information I have, I think the board has done well. Today, the IPL general body has met, governing body has met today, and they are going to inquire the matter thoroughly. And I am also of the opinion that the matter should be inquired thoroughly, and the inquiry committee should go to the bottom of the inquiry.
Right. Right, sir. Right, sir. I think this
we have to find out whether this kind of thing is existing or it is not existing.
Right, Mr. Chauhan.
If it is existing, if there are...
Right, Mr. Chauhan. Point taken, sir. I think there's a slight problem with your audio. We'll try and get back to you in just a minute, sir. Let me come to you, Mr. Marwah. You being a very senior, retired, of course, now police officer, you've done so many investigations in your life. How can the police or the investigation agencies right now, currently they're not involved right now, but they have been at some point whenever the controversy is. Last, what I remember, if I could take an international example, some players just even spent time in jail, the 3 Pakistani cricketers. Hasn't the time come for the BCCI and even the government at some level to understand and admit that the rot has set in and some major changes need to come now?
I couldn't agree with you more. The rot is not only just set in, it is all pervasive. Investigation of these cases poses very serious problems, because the very people who should be checking, it is like the fence eating its own straw, as they say.
Right.
The people who are supposed to guard the interest and ensure integrity in sports are themselves involved. As I said, the top players and the top managers of the game, there are serious accusations against them. Now, for the police to investigate these cases without their cooperation becomes a very difficult thing. But the tragedy is, even when the police is able to investigate and pinpoint where the fault lies, the follow-up action is not taken. And because these people are very influential, these people have a lot of money power to back them up. They get away. They get away because they hire the top lawyers to help them out. And these days, the legal profession is the most successful profession in making money. My own son is a lawyer, so I'm not saying anything against the legal profession.
Right.
But that's what's happening today. The rot this is just a symptom of what the sting operation shows. The rot is much deeper and much more pervasive. And only if we take notice of this, you know, suspending 5 persons, we will not spare, the law will take its own course. These have become cliches.
Right.
Now we must get out of these cliches, see where the rot is and deal with it in a frontal way.
I have a question for you, sir, but I'll ask you that after the break. We have to take one more short breather. Don't go anywhere. We have one more segment to go in the big picture. Keep watching Rajya Sabha television. Welcome back. You're still watching The Big Picture. Sabir Ali is still with us. Sir, let me ask you this. We were just talking to Rajiv Shukla just a while ago and our panelists here as well. We've come to an understanding that the rot is all pervasive and it's everywhere. Let me ask you this question. A lot of our politicians are heading cricket committees, they're heading cricket associations all over the country. Some of them also heading a part of the IPL and other initiatives cricket-wise. Do you think that people who are not cricketers, who are not sportsmen, should be allowed to manage the sport? Do you think that's one of the problems that we are facing in the country right now, and that's why we find ourselves in the position we find ourselves in?
I fully agree with you. I can say that bluntly, the people who are in the politics are there in power should quickly and fastly go away from this picture, because they are the people who have been created all this mess, and they are very muscles people. I can say, I don't have any fear to say that the people who are in, I do remember one शायर का एक शेर है कि हमने सोचा था कि हाकिम से करेंगे फिरियाद, वो भी कमबख्त तेरा चाहने वाला निकला. Till these people should go away from this picture cannot be justified and cannot brought the real picture from the root. And they are the people who are talking today. They are the people who have been created and generated all this black marketing, money and corruption in this cricket.
Right, sir. Mr. Marwah, let me ask you this. What is the way out of this now? We all know the problem is it's corruption, it's black money inside sport, it's people who don't know anything about the sport managing it. What is the way out of this? What can we do? Or can the government step in? What is the way out?
You know, one thing we must understand. Corruption flows from top to down. It doesn't rise from bottom to top. So if we are serious about corruption, we have to start at the top. We have to start at the top and do it unsparingly, without any hesitation, whoever is involved. We should take exemplary action against them and send a message to everybody that this will not be tolerated. And I think if the past is any guide to what's going to happen, and they're going to wait till the TV channels go off, they go to some other subject.
Public memory is very short.
We are becoming immune to this.
Right.
After all, this is not the first time that these allegations have come. And yet, after a few days, it is life as usual. I think people have become, they are not afraid to what panelist or anybody says. They are not afraid of what newspapers write. They have just become so thick-skinned and so brazen that they don't bother at all. And the most blatant violation of any code of conduct, they justify it, they rationalize it, and we accept it. So we have to start from the top. Don't start from the bottom.
Right.
Young players from Punjab or anybody getting that poor fellow, making him the scapegoat is not going to, we are going to take strict action.
Absolutely. Point
taken.
taken.
We're not going to sort it out. We have to start from the top. Mr. Magazine knows much more about cricket and sports than I do, and I'm sure he can tell you much more where at the top they should start.
Right. Do you agree with Mr. Marwah? Would you like to add to that?
I absolutely agree that making a scapegoat of young cricketers, so you tempt them. Who are the people who are tempting them? Who are using them for their own?
There's been talk of an agent-player nexus as well.
There are agent-player nexuses. There are talked about franchisee-player nexuses. There are selectors. See, when the rot is at the top, when there is such culture of greed and everyone knows that they'll get away with it, See, if there are punishments right at the top, people who are actually doing this and not people who are being given money and tempted to perform for them.
Right.
Unless they are caught, unless they are punished, I don't think anything will come out of this.
Fair point, Safir. That's when we have to end the show. We are almost out of time now. Like my panelists said, before I sign off, I must thank all my guests. We were joined by Rajiv Shukla, the chairman of the IPL. Chetan Chauhan was with us for a bit. Sabir Ali, thank you so much for coming on The Big Picture. Mr. Marwah and Mr. Pradip magazine. Like my panelists said, the rot is all pervasive. It's set in far too deep, and it is high time now that we do something about the corruption in our sport, especially in cricket, which the whole country is passionate about. That's all the time we have on The Big Picture tonight. Till next time when we come back with another topic and another eminent panel, thank you, goodbye, and thanks for watching.